Hi everyone, Daniel Linder here. I am the creator of the relationship model of addiction, and I'm here to be your supplier on your recovery journey and your compass. I want to provide you with all the guidance and inspiration you're going to need to move along on your journey as you are learning to get out of unhealthy addictive relationships and into healthy, emotionally nourishing relationships. For the last 3 months or so, I've been focusing mostly on the initial stage 1 of recovery, which is staying sober, sustained stabilization, but as I call it, it's breaking up. You're breaking up with that means of relief, that relationship that you have with your addiction, or whatever that addiction is, whether it's substances or activities. So we're taking you through the stages of, the processes and stages of stage 1. And now we are moving. Today we are going to be in between as you enter into stage 2, developing a relationship with yourself, which is the most important relationship. What we're going to be talking about today is transitioning now. So I want to review a little bit what we talked about last week about looking at the first three steps of the 12 steps. Those being step 1 being recognizing that you are powerless over your addiction and that your life has become unmanageable. That you've come to believe that a power greater than yourself could restore you to sanity. And the third one is making a conscious decision to turn your will and life over to the higher power as you know that higher power to be. And so what we talked about last week was kind of rewriting that. This is what I want to do. I want to rewrite that so you understand that step 1, admitting that you're powerless and your life has become unmanageable, is about recognizing that this relationship was a bad one, that you need to break up. But the next 2 steps are the key steps that we're going to get into today, because the change of when you're making a decision to turn your life and will over to, you come to believe that a power greater than yourself is going to is going to restore you to sanity. That power is inside of yourself. That power is not greater than yourself, but it is coming back to yourself. It's finding that inspiration and resources and everything you could possibly need that you depend on when you look for external sources to relieve. You're going to be going inside of yourself. So you're coming to believe, this may be for the first time that you're coming to believe that everything you need is inside of you. And the third step that we're going to tweak is make a conscious decision to do that, to turn your life and will over to the higher power. You're going to be making a conscious decision to look inward and have faith that there's something there. There's more than you realize. There's a lot of untapped power and resources that you've yet to discover, and that's what you're going to be doing. So now that you have that, now what is that we're going to be talking today now about stepping from stage 1 into stage 2, and what does this relationship with yourself mean? What does it mean to have a self? What is that? Now we're going to begin with your witness. It's about developing a relationship with your witness. And your witness, what does your witness mean? It's about becoming acquainted with your awareness of your experience, but it's just awareness in general. And this is where your power lies. This is where the quality of your life and relationships start from. It starts from within yourself, and it's all about your awareness. So it could be something as simple and subtle as just turning a switch and notice the difference between when you're aware and when you're not. When you're aware and when you're not. When you're awake and when you're asleep. And when you have access to your awareness, you will then be able to notice what your experience is. And that at that point, you're going to begin having a self. And that's what self is, when your awareness meets your experience. So another kind of going along on this theme of awareness is, I've heard so many times that when people are addicted, when you're addicted to something, you need a relief, you need to escape, you need to go somewhere. And awareness is a place where you can go. So recognizing and experiencing your awareness is like a place to go. It's a refuge. It's just stepping into your awareness and what difference it makes when you step into your awareness. So for instance, one way you can apply this, and all of this is about practicing every day. It's not about becoming aware permanently. It's just about being more tuned in and having that switch on in the moment of awareness. You're just more aware of what's going on inside of you. Now, where you could use this in practice is, and it will be incredible for you to experience the difference. When that switch is on and you notice yourself reacting in a very strong way emotionally, and you want to blast it out, and it consumes you, and there's nothing else that you can be thinking about or want to say or want to do other than react in that moment. Or when you notice yourself being judgmental of other people, when you are aware of your reactivity and your judgments, then instead of just blasting it out there and acting on your reaction, you're able to not act and just step into your awareness. Step into that place where you are outside of your reaction, outside of your judgment. And from that place, what I have found for myself, this has been so powerful for me, because as I notice my reaction and I want to do something, or I want to express it, or if I have a judgment that I want to say someone, or say something really harsh or judgmental, and I'm able to refrain from that and step into my awareness and being aware, what else am I aware of? I'm standing outside of that reaction and that judgment and noticing it. And I notice that as each moment passes and I'm in my awareness and not reacting or judging, as time goes by, the significance and the strength and the weight of that reaction and that judgment fade into nothing. It just fades away. It becomes increasingly insignificant, and I become increasingly more relieved that I didn't act in that moment, act it all out, because there's so much more around me that I'm aware of, that I'm enjoying putting my attention on. And then with that heightened, expanded awareness, I'm able to make a decision about what I'm going to do and what I'm going to say. So it creates it. This is where your power comes from. It comes from your ability to have the switch on, and instead of being totally merged and lost and consumed in your experience, you're able to stand outside of it, enjoy the peace, calm, and clarity and power, just the spaciousness of being in your awareness and all there is out there, and then making a choice, a decision as to how you want to proceed next, what it is that you're going to do next that's going to feel best, that's going to feel better, or take care of yourself. So that's what it's about right now. So we're entering into stage 2, developing stage 2 of a recovery, developing a relationship with yourself, the most important relationship. So on that note, have a good day, and the quality of your relationships is the quality of your life.